Varadero, and we are moving to the south, okay, in Matanzas province. Then we're taking the highway until Santa Clara, and we are going again south until Trinidad. From Trinidad, we are going to Cienfuegos, and from Cienfuegos back to Varadero, okay? That's going to be the whole road. We are visiting 3 cities, Santa Clara, Trinidad, and Cienfuegos. So we are visiting like 3 provinces during the whole day. We are going to work today in 2 languages, English and German language. So I will say the information in one language and then I will say it in the other. Do you understand? We always ask if everyone understands, okay? When we speak in Spanish, we normally speak very fast. But when we speak in other language, we have to slow it down because the most important is that everyone understands.
All right, now that we've understood what she said, as you can see right now, we were heading to Trinidad. I booked this trip, which was visiting 3 cities on the same day, and it was a whole day's trip. It was long, but I really loved it because it was more of an exploratory experience. Because to me, what is a better way to go in a country and you are able to visit multiple cities? Not just the city center, but going to different multiple cities. And in this case, we went to different provinces. But halfway through the journey, our bus got a problem and we were offloaded. We were in the middle of nowhere because Trinidad is far away. But, we just stayed calm and waited. It was nice getting off the bus and kind of feel the local life in Trinidad. And shortly after, I think it took us about 30 minutes. Shortly after that, we were boarded and we headed straight to Trinidad. While on this trip, our tour guide has given us a lot of information, most which I had no clue, but it is very useful to know. So Trinidad was originally a Spanish settlement. It's Spanish people who moved here first in mass numbers in the 1514. So that much early back in the day. And by the 1750s, this region boasts of agricultural produce. Notably, of course, is sugar plantations, tobacco plantations. Because, we know that for sure Cuba was well known for producing a lot of sugar and tobacco, and mainly serving the United States and the United Kingdom or around Europe. So by the 18th and the 19th century, Trinidad was the most prosperous city in Cuba. And of course, this was due to the sugar boom, the sugar industry. Now, because of that, during this time period, thousands of African slaves, especially from Congo, were imported to Cuba and especially into Trinidad to cope with the increasing demands of the sugar industries. Because of the very, very mass production of sugar, they had lots of sugar plantations. And that is how they brought in a lot of these African slaves from Congo to work in the sugar factories and as well into the sugar mills. The African slaves who endured the harsh conditions of the sugar industry in Trinidad left a unique mark in this place. This is the Cuban city where more than half of the population are of African descent. You clearly see it the moment you step foot on this ground in this area. However, Trinidad's economic prosperity was cut short by the Revolutionary War that ended in January 1959. So we can all take a moment to remember that during these time periods, Cuba was going through a lot of wars. And by 1959, when the Revolutionary War was going on, the economic boom in this area kind of went down. And because of that, Trinidad is what it is. Right now, it's more like a tourist attraction area. It is one of the most authentic colonial cities in Cuba. And by 1988, Trinidad was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. So that is why that a majority of people come to this area. Apparently, UNESCO provides a fund to kind of renovate all these buildings. As you can see, they just maintain them in their original state, but they kind of have a project which helps to rebuild and keep these buildings in good form. And that way, most people can come and learn about all this history. Until you step foot on ground here is when you realize the fact they say that Trinidad is where the clock stopped in the 1850. As a matter of fact, today Trinidad is considered a city museum. So I was glad that I was here to see it for myself. I can sure tell you that walking on the streets here takes you back in time when life was much quieter. The streets were not so crowded with cars or humans. And humans and horses actually share the road. You can see it here. The most common way to go around this city is by foot. That's one thing I've noticed for sure. So you will find lots of tourists and locals walking around. But the good thing it is at a subdued pace. There is no rush here, there is no traffic whatsoever. One thing that you will commonly see when you come here is that neighbors chat from their doorsteps. I just saw it and I was like, because I guess they're always getting visitors, tourists coming in here and there, literally every single day. But yeah, so sometimes you're gonna see that neighbors just pop out of their doors and talk to each other, everybody on their doorstep. So that was pretty interesting to see. One recommendation that I'll make to anybody who ever plans a trip to Trinidad is to make sure you have proper footwear. I didn't know what I was going for today, so I didn't know what to expect, and I don't think I have the best footwear. But this colonial town is a jumble of steep streets that are not leveled. So one needs at least maybe flat, comfortable shoes to go around. I hope you don't do the same mistake like I did. Nevertheless, I'm enjoying the trip, but as you can see, the ground is unleveled because it's cobblestone, you know. So yeah, you need good footwear. I'll leave you at that, but for now, please listen into this original sound from my tour guide.
Slaves trade, yeah, another word, slave trade. So this place is known as the slave market. So this place was used for this slave trade. So they were sold and bought by the different big owners of these rich owners of these grounds and the sugar mills we had here. In 1837 is for the first time we have here in Cuba for the first time the steam machinery. So that was also important to develop even more the sugar industry. So begins this process of the centrifuge process. So the sugar crystals are turned apart from this melas we obtain from the sugar mill. So it was totally different. Of course, it was better for the industry. So with the break book Trinidad was left behind. Why is that? Because it is Havana, Cienfuegos, and Santa Clara all linked by means of this railroad. Havana, the capital city, of course, and Trinidad was left behind, totally behind. So until the UNESCO declared this city as a heritage and begins this project to renovate all of the facades in the main buildings, museums, important houses from the most rich families we had here during this period, and the church, of course. It is the most important building in every colonial city because of the Catholicism. Yeah, Spanish was very Catholic. So the church, and then from the church on, we could build the rest of the houses, right?
At the end of our trip, the tour guide gave us a little sweet surprise by bringing us to this place called La Canchanchara. Do you know what it is about? Guess what? It is a spot where they made special drinks for the slaves, and this drink is called canchanchara, and it's preserved in big drums like you see over there, and it's drunk in some little cup right there. It's made out of clay or something like that. And apparently, this drink is a mix of rum in it. As you can see, Havana Club rum in there. And yeah, so the purpose of this drink was to give the slaves more energy. So it worked as an energy booster. And guess who drank some? Of course I did. I really did. And I sure did enjoy it. Just like you see, when that guy took it down so easy, it was so easy to drink. We enjoyed it. So this is the last part that she brings us, and there is also another little sweet surprise. They played us some original Cuban music here, and I'll let you guys listen in as well.